Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to go ahead and give our honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. All right, without further ado, we're just going to go ahead and get right into these videos. By the way, this is a disclaimer. These videos do not belong to me. I do not own any property of neither of these two videos right here. All right. So these videos.
Hey, everybody, this is an urgent.
Belong to whoever they belong to. Okay. Some brothers sent some links in the chat, and this thing is cooking up, man. Okay. We are in the latter days, man. We are in the last days. Okay. We are on the way out of here. All right. America is soon to be destroyed. America is Babylon in the scriptures. All right. And America is soon to be destroyed. Matter of fact, let me get this scripture real quick to open out with this, and then we'll get into it. This is Matthew 24, and I'll start at verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Right, man. The end of whose world? Esau's world. Okay? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. Right. And that really goes into these false prophets, man. They act like the Most High is dealing with them, but they're really not. He's really not, okay? And they deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Okay? And that's exactly what's happening right now. Remember, we're hearing rumors of wars. Okay, verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Right, man, this is all coming to the men of the Lord. All right, verse 10, and then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another, and many false prophets shall rise, and this shall deceive many, which is happening now. Okay, verse 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Yeah, man, when that Jacob's trouble hits, iniquity is going to abound, so the love of many is going to wax cold. People are probably going to shoot you down for a loaf of bread, man. Okay, verse 13, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Right, man. How do you endure unto the end? By holding on to this truth, enduring sufferings, enduring persecution. All right, enduring all that, man. Okay, all that stuff, you know. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it.
An update for the video that's about to air. Hey, everybody, this is an urgent update for the video that's about to air. As we were putting it through production, we saw this emergency alert regarding that the EU Commission, Russian and American leaders have all been called into urgent meetings. Now, you're going to see some of the things that it could be about in the video coming up regarding the Russian submarine fire, regarding Israel, also regarding Iran. So I just want to let everybody know that leaders all around the world are convening. There's an emergency happening, total media blackout. They're saying no need for concern. And again, this is a display of what would happen in case of an emergency. Nobody would know anything. The leaders would be protected and isolated, and the people will be left without having any idea what is going on. Hey, everybody, I'm Chad Booksam. This is AMTV, hard-hitting it in your face. This is a very important message. Please thumb up this video. Help us spread it as far as possible. We greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. So breaking news, Vladimir Putin has called an urgent meeting with his defense minister after 14 Russian sailors died aboard a submarine. Now, what's being reported out of Russia is that the submarine caught fire. These sailors died from smoke inhalation. Now, this is a very secretive military sub. They do reconnaissance. One of the most secretive ones in their arsenal. They do reconnaissance. They do deep sea diving. Now, we don't really know the cause of it yet, but we find it interesting because things are happening in the background right now, which I feel is a byproduct of what we should expect if something major is about to happen. So Vladimir Putin stops what he's doing, calls an urgent meeting. Mike Pence, Vice President Mike Pence, he was on his way to a New Hampshire event, abruptly cancels it at the same exact time. I find this interesting. This could be a coincidence, but I just want to let you guys know. Cancels it. He has to stay in D.C. And then all these national security officials start coming out saying, no need for concern, no need for concern, no need for concern. Like, anytime they say that, usually a red flag for me. That's when you should be concerned, when they tell you not to be concerned.
Breaking news coming out of Moscow, where 14 people have died after a fire broke out on a submersible vessel.
So they're not giving a reason for the Russian fire. This could be an accident. It could be something even worse. We don't know. But we do know that Mike Pence is kind of on lockdown in Washington, D.C. We're not seeing anything coming out of Trump as far as his Twitter account or anything like that. But what is going on? So let's keep an eye on a few things. Russian military submarines, Russian military warships, they're always in, like in international waters and things like that. We see Russian warships docked in Cuba. Literally, I mean, if they fired a missile, it would hit us in 6 seconds. We see Russian military personnel in Venezuela, and God knows where else. Even in this country, please, let's not be naive here. We know sleeper cells are everywhere. And at the same time, Iran. I don't know if you've been keeping your eye on this, but Iran has exceeded the uranium enrichment amount that was agreed upon by Obama. Okay, we all remember this. They were only allowed to enrich a certain amount of uranium. Israel said if they go beyond this, it's a red line. So is a big conflict about to occur? I've always thought this, that, and I've stated this in previous videos, that if anybody's going to hit Iran, definitely Israel will, because that's their primary rival in the Middle East. They've always said they're not going to let them go over a certain amount of enrichment, and then we would follow suit, as they're our number one ally in the world. So what is happening there? Because the Strait of Hormuz is not necessarily as important to us, obviously, as protecting Israel's interests. So say Iran did shut down the Strait of Hormuz. We're so energy independent now. We literally export our own energy. We're very energy independent due to policies Donald Trump has implemented, which I absolutely give him so much credit for, and I'm very proud that he's done this. So really, ones who are looking to keep the Strait of Hormuz open is China, is Russia, and things of that nature. So if Israel did strike Iran, or if there was a major conflict, Iran will have no choice but to close the Strait of Hormuz. And I don't think Russia and China would blame Iran. They would blame us for that. And that is their number one supply to energy. And so it was with the European Union in these European countries. So something is happening in the background. And again, the mainstream media's number one job to do, what they like to do is just give you distractions. So we don't really know what's going on yet, because the number one job, again, is to not tell you. We know that these leaders all around the world, if something did happen, they have their isolated locations. They keep them isolated from any kind of conflict. And the people are just stuck here like, what? Oh, no need for concern. So this is exactly something, if something big was going to happen, this is exactly how it would play out. People would be left not knowing what's going on, still crying and screaming about all the microaggressions that are happening in this country and about how mean Donald Trump is and things of that nature, distracted, as always, while something major hits. We've always known it would absolutely play out like this. This is why we're so big on preparation, okay? Because the big government's not going to save you. Not at all. Mainstream media is not going to tell you anything. The only people who can protect yourselves is yourselves. Protecting your future, strategic location in the United States. If something hits, it's all blackout, and you're not going to know what's going to happen. And we've always been, our number one message is preparation. So I'm going to keep following on the story. I find it kind of interesting how things happened in this order. There's emergency meetings taking place. There's probably more than that, not just with Russia, not just here in the United States. So something is happening, but don't worry. No need for concern. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Chad Bookasam. This is AMTV, hard-hitting it in your face. God bless. Hey, everybody, I'm Chad with AMTV. Have you set up your future to make sure it's protected, to make sure it's secure, knowing that time is of the essence, knowing that if something happened, again, the big government, mainstream media, they won't alert you and they won't save you. This criminal cash system isn't there to protect your future if something happens. And one of the few things that we like to talk about, obviously, is food and water, strategic location, and wealth management. And one of the best ways, in our opinion, to protect your wealth is using gold and silver. We created a free guide for this. Click the link below, get the guide today, going over multiple topics on how to protect your future, how to secure your wealth, and make sure your family is set up, make sure your family and yourself is prepared. And again, it's free. Click the link below. Get it today. Share it with your friends. Share it with your neighbors. Because, again, at the end of the day, no one's going to protect your future except for yourself. Click the link below and get the guide today. My name is Chad. This is AMTV. God bless you and God bless America.
All right. So quick thing I want to say, man, because this is really all off impromptu. You know how he said that Israel is gonna strike Iran. If anyone would strike Iran, it would be Israel. You know, and America will follow after. That's what the scriptures say, man. The scriptures say the least of the flock shall draw them out. Okay, and Amalek is the least of the flock when it comes to Esau, man. Okay, and America and Israel are Israel is America's #1 ally. He said. Okay, so that's the scriptures right there. The scriptures say that the least of the flock shall draw them out. You know, let me see if I can get that scripture real quick. This is Jeremiah 49:20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he taketh against Edom, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. Okay, right, man. And America and Israel is going to be destroyed, man. Okay, by way of ICBM nuclear missiles. Okay. And the guy, you know, this dude's carnal, of course. So he thinks that, you know what I'm saying, if a catastrophe was to go down, which it will go down, all right, he thinks that, you know, you can prep and you can do this, you can do that to protect yourself, buy gold. But I wanted to get this real quick, okay? Because no matter what, man, even if you had an underground bunker 1,000 feet below the ground, all right, you still can't escape the judgment of Yahweh by Shemi Shai. All right. However it may be, you still can't escape the judgment of Yahweh by Shemi Shai. This is Proverbs 11 and verse 4. It says, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. Okay, so riches profit not in the day of wrath, man. Okay, Proverbs 11 and 28. He that trusteth in his riches shall fall, but the righteous shall flourish as a branch. Okay, and that's exactly what's going to happen, man. All right. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, man. Okay, and that gold ain't going to do shit for you, man, because them elites, they're going to catch the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai too. You know, this is Ezekiel chapter 7 and start at verse 19. It says, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of wrath of the Lord. Slakia shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord, and they shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. Okay, so your gold and your silver ain't gonna save nothing, man. All right, and now I have another video I want to play too. And you know, this dude, like I said, he's carnal, so he's talking about prepping, but you can't prep, man, for the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. Okay, you can't prep for that. All right. Matter of fact, let me get a scripture real quick. All right. So if the Lord got a price in your head, just know it's gonna be paid, man. Let me get this real quick. Salakia. This is Deuteronomy 32 and verse 39, starting at 39. See now that I, even I am he, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive, I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. And that can go both ways, man. Okay? If the Lord wants you dead, nobody can deliver you out of his hand. If the Lord wants you alive, if the Lord wants you safe, no one can take you out of his hand, man. Okay? For I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever. If I whet my glittering sword and mine hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to mine enemies and will reward them that hate me. And I will make mine arrows drunk with blood. And the Lord's arrows is the missiles, man. Okay? And my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain and of the captives from the beginning of revenges upon the enemy. Okay. Oh, rejoice, all ye nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants and will render vengeance to his adversaries and will be merciful unto his land and to his people. Okay. And like I said, man, you can't prep for Yahweh Bashim Yahshua's judgment. All right. Let me get this real quick. I'll play this clip and then Lord willing, I get back to the scripture. Okay. By the way, this video does not belong to me. All right, this video does not belong to me. Disclaimer, this video does not belong to me. Okay?
To a quick article entitled American Submarine Torpedoed and Sunk Off Alaska Coast. It's from the Hal Turner radio show, and this happened today, just a few hours ago. It says an American submarine operating off the coast of Alaska was reportedly torpedoed and sunk during a firefight with a Russian submarine after the American sub allegedly intercepted the Russian sub in American waters. The Russian submarine allegedly sustained heavy damage in the fight with upwards of 14 crew killed, but it made it back to its base in Russia. I have calls into the Pentagon and to my intel sources seeking to confirm or deny this information. No word on U.S. casualties. Emergency meetings have been taking place at the White House this afternoon, with Vice President Pence being called back to the White House and having to cancel his scheduled trip to New Hampshire. As Pence was being called back, word broke in Russian media that Russian President Vladimir Putin canceled a public event he had long scheduled and diverted immediately for a meeting with his defense minister. At that meeting, both Putin and the defense minister summoned the general secretary of the Russian armed forces to the meeting. While that was taking place, the European headquarters in Brussels, Belgium, called an emergency meeting of the EU National Security Council, and separately the British government called a COBRA meeting for its government. This is a developing story. Check back for updates, and I will put the link in the description box. Things are getting bad out there. Jesus is coming very soon.
Jesus ain't coming, man. Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is coming. Okay? Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. All right? But with that being said, man, that's the point on that right there. Okay? You see these things getting stirred up, you know? You see these prophecies, you know, they're all getting stirred up, man. Okay? Without further ado, let's get into the scripture. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, and I'll start at verse 1. It says, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Right, man? Okay, so if you don't believe the men of the Lord, all right, you're going to die, okay? And if, say you do believe in the men of the Lord, but you don't take heed, you're still going to die, man, okay? Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the earth, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with the plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. This is talking about America, okay? Because America is spiritually known as Sodom and Egypt, all right? according to Revelation 11. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail with a fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand. Come on, man. And we're going to have race wars in America too, man. Okay? A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able because of that martial law, you know. And because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. Behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, and to turn themselves one against another, and repay the things that they have done to them. Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom. Thus saith the Lord of power, my right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. The fire is gone forth from his wrath, and hath consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners that like the straw that is kindled. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children from the power, defile not my sanctuary. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Okay? I'm going to skip down to verse 34. Behold, the clouds from the east and from the north unto the south, and they are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm. And they shall smite one upon another, and they shall smite down a great multitude of stars upon the earth, even their own star, and blood shall be from the sword unto the belly, and the dung of men unto the camel's hoof. Okay? This is talking about the missiles, man. All right. And there shall be great fearfulness and trembling upon the earth, and they that see the wrath shall be afraid, and trembling shall come upon them. And then shall there come great storms from the south and from the north, and another part from the west, and strong winds shall arise from the east, and shall open it, and the cloud which he raised up in wrath, and the star stirred to cause fear toward the east, and the west wind shall be destroyed. The great and mighty cloud shall be lifted up full of wrath, and the star, that they may make all the earth afraid, and them that dwell therein, and they shall pour out over every high and eminent place and horrible star, fire and hail and fleeing swords, and many waters, that all the fields may be full, and all the rivers with the abundance of great waters. And they shall break down the cities and walls, mountains and hills, trees of wood, and the grass of meadows, and their corn. And they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon and make her afraid. This is talking about the missiles, man. Okay? And they shall come to her and besiege her. The star and all wrath shall pour out upon her. Then shall the dust and smoke go up unto the heaven, and all they that are about her shall bewail her. And that's Revelation 18, man. Okay? Revelation 18 says the same thing. All right, how all the nations bewailed and mourned for Babylon. You know, Revelation 18, and I'll start at verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Okay, so this is talking about the elect getting beamed up. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works, in the cup which she hath filled to her double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. Right, man. America has been chilling, man. Okay? So much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. And that's exactly how America is, man. Prideful as hell. You know, sitting, just chilling. Okay? And wicked as hell, man. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day. Death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire, for strong is the Lord power who judgeth her. All right, and those plagues are those missiles, man. Okay, verse 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication with her and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her. That's the precept. And lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. So all these other nations round about are going to see America being burnt up, man. Okay, that's a lot of smoke, man. All right, that's a lot of smoke. From the other side of the world, you can see a country being burnt up. That's a lot of smoke, man. All right, and America don't want none of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai's smoke, man. Okay, but Yahweh Bashim Yahshai want all the smoke. You know, it says, verse 10, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, or woe, woe, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. How is America going to be destroyed in 1 hour? By way of 200 million ICBM nuclear missiles, man. Okay, this is all coming to America. This is Revelation 9 and Revelation chapter 9 and verse 16. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. So that horsemen represents the missiles, 200,000, okay, 200 million, okay. It says, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire and of jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. Okay. Verse 18, by these were the third part of men killed by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouth. Okay. So that third part of men represents Esau. All right. Edom. Verse 19, for their power is in their mouth and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents and had heads, and with them they do hurt. And those heads are the ICBM nuclear missile warheads, man. Okay. And the rest of them which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and of wood, which neither can see nor hear nor walk. Neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts. So once America is destroyed and Israel is destroyed, you're going to have people who still don't repent for transgression against Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. So when the elect get beamed up and they get their spiritual powers, all right, and the Most High has us cast judgment, Lord willing, of that number, all right, we're going to go around the world rounding these people up, putting a lot of people to death, man, revenging all disobedience. Okay, as the scriptures say so. As a matter of fact, let me get this real quick. 2 Corinthians, the 10th chapter. All right. 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 5. It says, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of the Most High. Right, man. Anything that is against this truth, anything that is against the law, such as the commandments, anything that is against Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, we cast it down, man. Okay? And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach. Right, man? Meaning what? We have temperance over our flesh. Okay? We restrain our flesh, man. We bring into captivity our wicked thoughts. The scriptures say the heart is desperately wicked, you know? Heart meaning your mind. Verse 6, and having in readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. Okay, so that's the point on that right there. Having in readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. Meaning what? When our obedience is fulfilled and we get beamed up, all right, we're gonna revenge all disobedience, man. All right, the fishermen are gonna become hunters, as it says in Jeremiah 16:16. All right, but with that, I would like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Chakodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and blessing to the elect of Israel. All right, keep pushing, endure. All right, we almost out of this place, man. All right, Shalom.